Good afternoon here from the Clark Athletic Center Gymnasium for women's basketball. It is the New England College Pilgrims and the UMass Boston Beacons as we are about set to play the national anthem. I am Joe Braverman. While we do that, let's take a look at our season statistics between these two as New England College comes in at 7 and 3, UMass Boston at 5 and 3. Both are about average on points per game. Points allowed, though, gets the edge for the Beacons just a shade under 51 points. This is going to be a real defensive battle and also a battle down low on the glass between these two. Let's look at our individual leaders for both teams. For UMass Boston, it's a lot of Meg Dixon. Points, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, and rebounds goes to her. On the other side, Erica Pratt leading the way with 16 points per game. Also, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and rebound. So that is going to be something to really watch out for. Take a look at our matchup to watch between the two. For UMass Boston, it is Ariane Farina, who has been having a great year in all categories. 8.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, over 4.5 assists, and shooting 32% from the field. On the other side, though, Erica Pratt, the senior forward, 16 points a game, 13 rebounds a game, shooting 47% from the field. Those two are going to be very dangerous to watch here. Take a look at a sneak peek at the Beaks and the week upcoming. As tomorrow, there's a lot of action going on. This is the first of a back-to-back for women's basketball. They'll be on the road tomorrow at Western Connecticut for a 5 o'clock start. Women's ice hockey will also be in action at home, taking on Connecticut College, and men's basketball will also be at Western Connecticut for a little doubleheader action. The men also with a quick turnaround at Curry College on December 8th. And then December 10th, another busy day. Indoor track will be at the New Balance facility. Women's basketball will be at WPI. Men's basketball will host Eastern Nazarene. And women's ice hockey will take on Middlebury College. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for both squads. For the Beacons, Dixon, Farina, Green, Olivier, and Potter make up the Beacons. For the Pilgrims, Hernandez, Corona, Pratt, Jones, and Rodriguez. This is going to be a very exciting matchup as they are introducing the lineups right now. This is going to be very important here for UMass Boston. They did not have a good showing in their previous game as they lost to Eastern Connecticut in their conference opener 54-36. We'll get into more of that as the game goes along. Meanwhile, for New England College, they had a big win against Mount Holyoke, 75-35. Again, we'll get into that as well as lineups are continuing to be introduced. Some big keys to the game, as we mentioned, is going to be all about the low post and the low game. Who's going to win that rebounding battle? As we mentioned, we got basically a walking double-double in Erica Pratt. And again, this offense was not good, just to say it at the least, in their previous game. So they really got to learn to attack the paint. And who's going to get that size advantage, who's got the rebounding advantage is going to be very crucial as well. Moments away from tip-off. Last couple words of encouragement here. As mentioned, this is the first of a back-to-back. Mass Boston getting a little breather in between conference games here, taking on New England College. Teams are on the floor. Looks like it'll be Pratt and Potter on the opening tip. For tip, just some quick adjustments. Potter, that's going to get tipped to the Pilgrims, and we are underway. Round is Pratt. Beacon starting out the man-to-man defense here. Driving in, the layup off the mark there for Hernandez. Beacons coming back the other way. As mentioned, this was a team that shot 19% from the floor last Saturday against Eastern Connecticut State. A total of 1 of 16 from 3. Here come the Pilgrims back the other way. Pratt for Hernandez. Trying to go down low. Now atop of the key 3. Off the mark. Offensive rebound. And there's a foul. That will get Rodriguez to the line. Again, the key, offensive rebounds. On the season, UMass Boston, though, does average 14 offensive rebounds per game. On the other side, though, for the Pilgrims, is that they average 18 offensive rebounds per game. So those second chance buckets are going to be huge here. Trying to go 2 for 2 is Rodriguez, and she gets the bounce. Quick 2-0 lead in the opening minute. Yeah, overall, it was just very struggling on the offensive side of the floor. And Meg Dixon, 2 for 12. Nice passing. And the baseline jumper is good by Farina. Farina, we mentioned, one of the players to watch. Had 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals against Eastern Connecticut State. Biggest number, though, was 6 turnovers. That one off the mark. Beacons coming back the other way. Farina to the corner. Olivier goes for the reverse. It's blocked by Hernandez. Here they come back the other way. Right at the elbow, some pounding defense there. Just gotten out to the perimeter. Shot clock down to 3. Driving in, putting it up, and that is short. Good defense there. Would have been a shot clock violation. Looked like it was going to graze the rim, but didn't on that one there. Otter for the cutting Dixon. Gets it back out. Olivier off the mark on the 3. And the rebound by Jones. Asia Jones. The free throw jumper. Off the mark. Rebound again is good for Kathleen Rodriguez. That's 2 offensive rebounds. And she's gotten 4 points off of it. From the free throw line and on that putback. Olivier is open again. Off the mark. Tip and gathered by Jones. Trying to push it up the floor. Floater. Off the mark for Corona. The Beacons back the other way. Farina dumped it off to Dixon. Hand off back to Farina. Farina looking for options. Goes to Dixon. Takes it. Drives. And a traveling gets called. Some good defense there in the paint. Up fake worked for the moment. Now a little bit of pressure here coming from the Beacons. Like a 2-2-1 press. Instead, they back it off a little bit. Down low once again. And there is Rodriguez, the 5'11 center, junior from McFarland, California. Has got all of the Pilgrims' points. There's a 3-point basket. Just like that, it's 6-5. Beacons switching now to a zone here. Like a 2-3. Front rim on that 3-point attempt from Pratt. Farina looking for options. And direct traffic. There's Olivier. And she gets into the lane and banks it home off the floater. Later to drive on in, and the Beacons have their first lead, 7-6. Can we get a replay on that one? The layup. Three-pointer off the mark. Dixon on the rebound. Goes Farina back the other way. Dixon on the fake. Now goes baseline, and she will get fouled. And she'll get herself to the line. Beacons on the year are a 67.5 free throw percentage on the year. Here's Dixon again. Player watch, only had 7 points, was 2 of 12 shooting from the field, and 1 for 6 from 3. Dixon looking for a better game here. She makes the first. Averages almost 17 points per game, over 8.5. Rebound. Something to keep eye on. Very good on the defensive end. She's in the top 10, at steals per game, had a little bit over 2. Goes Jones. On the fake, this is Macy Gordon, who just checked in, and she gets blocked by Olivier. Good play to stay with her on the body on that drive. Now looking for options is Pratt. And that's a turnover, 5 seconds. Could not get the inbound. And it'll go back to the Beacons. Let's take a look back at Olivier's layup. Good ball movement. Drives in, gets the corner, and then just floats it on in. Offense is slowly picking up here. Dixon off the mark from 3, but another offensive rebound. Turn. No good there. That was Jensen. A real defensive battle so far. Corner 3 for Pratt. No. Good. Box out and the rebound by Sunny Green. 9-6 is our score, past the halfway mark. Goes to Dixon. Dixon drives through the contact, throws it up, no call, tipped, and that will go the way of the Pilgrims. I just figure out these subs real quick. Looks like a timeout has been called, so we'll take a timeout as well, past the halfway mark. 9-6, Beacon on top of the Pilgrims.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Back after the timeout, 9-6 is our score. Beacons on top of the Pilgrims. This is going to be the last game for New England College until January 7th. They'll have more than a month off before they play their next game. So you got to think that they want a really good performance here, and especially head coach Erica Letty. And the Beacons are be much more active than that. This is their second game in 3 days and the first of a back-to-back. As mentioned, they dropped their conference opener where they really struggled on offense. Another turnover, and no shot on that foul off turnover. Jensen was able to get in there. Saw Potter check back in. A little bit of size down low. As Farina, baseline drive, goes to the other side, and she will get fouled. Good play design there. Heather Jacobs on the second year, off of the out of bounds. One is good. There for Farina. Farina is second among LEC players in the Little East Conference in assists per game at over 4.5. There's Gordon trying to get in there. Got no call on that one. Tried to split through the defense. Stay with the Pilgrims, though. Pratt will inbound. Trying to go over the top. No one is there, but it is gathered. Recovery there by Matias. Matias is wide open. Off of the mark, though. Farina will just let it bounce. Go back the way of the beacon. And gonna hand it off to Dixon. Olivier. Dixon, baseline drive. No good, but she got the foul call. Get herself to the line once again. That one will go on Gordon. Definitely a better offensive showing than the other day. See them attacking the basketball, not settling as much. 4-3 and making those smart decisions. Dixon, team leader in almost all categories, basically. Conference, she's top 3, point, rebound, top 5 in 3-point percentage. 2-2, and she does. 13-6 is our score here in the first quarter. Pilgrims are only part of a 4-team conference, the New England Collegiate Conference, that is. They were the top team, but they fell in the championship game to Mitchell. Corner three is good. Good looking shot at the end of the shot clock there. Lead is cut to 4. Potter, the cut. The Farina, baseline jumper. No. Offensive rebound, though, by Jensen. Back out to Dixon. Shot clock will reset. Dixon can run another play. See Farina directing traffic. Here's a double flare screen. Dixon's offline on the 3, though. There, Pratt once again. And the senior from Miami gets it off to Amaya Moss. There's another 3-pointer, and it's good. Clara Matias. Back-to-back 3-pointers here. Just like that, it's back to 1. Potter looking for options. Too high, though, for Dixon. And a wide pass, though. And a timeout has not been taken. Quick sub here. A minute 43 to go. Now give Jensen. Oh, nice crossover here. Drives to the layup. No good, though. Initial crossover. Worked, but just couldn't connect. Jones. Like he was in between the pass and the dribble there. Gordon is left all alone. Unable to hit, though. And a timeout has been taken by UMass Boston. So what was an initial comfortable lead is now very slim. It's a quick timeout here. Let's look at that three-pointer once again. Pure confidence there from Lara Matias. Again, word from the officials, it was an inadvertent whistle. No timeout, actually, but still on that three. So that's just the mindset of shooters. Once these one go down, starts rolling. You saw it there from the junior from Long Beach. Matias, stop and start. Gets the bounce. Matias is rolling here in this first quarter. Laura Matias. Trying to get the numbers right in front of me, but that's got to be 8 points so far in this first quarter. Diving for the possession. Here comes Jones the other way. He's going to the middle into the paint. Off the mark. Loose ball is gathered by Green. Gets it quickly up ahead to Jensen. Now to Dixon. Extra pass. What a find from Dixon. Sabela Jensen. That's a great way to run the fast break. 2-on-1. Jensen saw the defender, and Dixon with the extra pass. No look and a little flare on that one. Clock winding down here. Shot clock turned off into the final 10 seconds, and a foul is called on Potter for reaching in. Only the second team foul, though, for UMass Boston. That's a quick sub here for the final 9.8. Jones will make the inbound. On his tip. Only a few seconds came off. Dixon will get a breather. Pratt looking for options, trying to go over the top. Now trying for an extra pass, 2 seconds. Jones the jumper off the mark, and that will do it for the first quarter. Beacons ending with a little bit of flair here, 15-14. They lead it. Take a quick break, and we'll come back for the second quarter in just a moment.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget. changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Take a look at the last possession here from the Beacons. Alexa Potter just turns and scores. A beautiful play. As mentioned, first time she's really gotten involved all game, but back the other way came the Pilgrims. And again, no separation for UMass Boston. Erica Pratt came down, scored the and one. Pratt will find herself at the line to make it a 1-point game. Pratt will try and make it a 3-point play. Watch here, just driving into the lane, flowing right past everybody to get that layup. After the free throw miss, it remains 22-20. Farina bringing it up. Her options is Green, goes back to Farina. Farina and 3 seconds. It's a little bit of a small lineup out there. You have Dixon, Farina, Jensen, Olivier, and Green. They're running the 2-3 zone right now. Now, oh, what a strip there by Jensen. Now a 2-on-1. She fakes it. She lays it up. No good. And official made the call. She was out of bounds. Didn't establish herself. The Pilgrims will get it back. Good hustle play, though, to force another turnover. Pratt the other way. Gets it to Matthias. Matthias so far the leading scorer. Trying to go down low again. Stolen. Here goes Dixon. Dixon, she will back it out and go to Farina. Dixon with a deep three-pointer in and out. Green almost had the rebound. There goes McDonald pushing it the other way. Back to Pratt. Pratt goes to Matthias. Fakes it. To McDonald in the corner. Cross court. That one tipped. Gathered, though. 8 on the shot clock. Another cross court pass. Extra pass. Matthias off the mark on the 3. That's some really good passing, though, by Lincoln College. Really swinging it around. Making those defenders chase. And Green is all alone. 4 to the 3, and they make them pay. Green was right there. It looked like she had pass on her mind first. That one got hit by Olivier as Corona went up for the shot. The Beacons can get into a little bit of a groove here. Into Green. 10 on the shot clock. Green looking for options. Goes down low to Dixon. Burns. Banker is good. Had a little bit of a mismatch there with Matthias. Dixon sitting at 5'10". Matthias at 5'5". Got the matchup. Just turned and threw it in. Largest lead of the game here is at 7. They tied for the largest. They had a small 7-point lead in the first quarter. And UMass Boston's going to get possession here. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the half. Gordon's going to check back in, try and look for some offense. Green. Green and a foul called on Gordon. Now the 14th foul. Both the Pilgrims and the Beacons have 14 fouls. Under here is Jensen. Rena. And that's the play they're going to a lot on that baseline. Dixon wide open is short. And Pratt's going to track it down. Deja Jones coming back the other way. And McDonald. On to Pratt. Not a ton of off-ball movement. Oh, what a tip for Farina. She comes up with it. Jensen with the possession. Turns, fires, off the mark. Gordon tracking down the miss. Again, the golden opportunity to extend that lead. Just a quick mishandle. Pratt goes onto the baseline. Kicks it back out to Jones. Cross court, Gordon. Donald Jones. Pratt, baseline jumper, knocks it down. Gotta say, it's some good ball movement here from New England. Going against the zone. Shots just haven't been able to fall, except for that previous one. Green. Top of the key for Sonny Green. Again, one of those hesitations, just kind of waiting. Said, give me the shot, I'll take it. And she made it. 8-point lead now for the Beacons. Nice pass. And the foul called on Dixon. Rodriguez, right place, right time on that one. That's the 15th foul to go against the Beacons. And Rodriguez will get herself a couple of free throws here. And offense looking much more smooth. Scored 36 points last Saturday in a loss to Eastern Connecticut State. They've hit 30 here in this first half. He is looking for 6-point gap, but it'll stay at 7. Shot clock is turned off. See if Beacons hold for the final shot. Hanging out on that left side. Use that double screen. Goes to Dixon. Dixon left alone. Off the mark. Facing it down is Rodriguez. Can Jones get the shot up? She does. And it does not go. Well, that will do it for the first half. Beacons redeeming themselves after 2 straight losses and a struggling performance. Last Saturday, they come out, put 30 on the board in the first half, and they have a 7-point lead over the Pilgrims, 30-23. We've got tons of action going on here during halftime here. I got plenty of time to work with. But so far, what we're seeing in that game, this game, I should say, is the style here. The style is ever-changing here for UMass Boston. They went from man-to-man, they went to zone, back to man, back to zone. So it's a lot of in-game adjustment. And meanwhile, for the Pilgrims, had a good showing near the end of the second quarter. They would have put in some buckets that leave to be a lot worse. So we'll step aside for a quick moment, but we've got men's ice hockey highlights for you to check out. They took on Anna Maria just a few days ago. Here's what happened.
UMass Boston men's ice hockey at home taking on Anna Maria College, looking to get a win before the winter break, having come into this one losing 4 in a row, as Jacob Banks would help snap the Beacons' 3-game scoreless streak, 10-period scoreless streak, with that first period goal redirect off of the Blake Coleman shot on the pass from Gino Carabelli puts the Beacons ahead 1-0 early on, and they would continue to just have the offense be aggressive. Corey Clifton with this scoring chance right here in front on Cole Johnston, unable to get it by him. But then Carabelli would net his second goal of the season just under 12 minutes into the contest. Clay Bankowskis finds him in front, and Carabelli buries the shot opportunity. The Beacons up 2-0 early in this one, looking in full control of the game, and they would continue to just pound away at Johnston in net. As you see Grady Friedman with an opportunity here in the 3-on-2 situation off the post. Kristoff with a follow-up opportunity, not able to get it home. Banks and Carabelli teaming up here with the scoring chance in the second period against Johnston. Pushing and shoving would ensue after the play. And then Carabelli again in the 2-on-1 situation gets this puck in the middle, and he fires it on Johnston, who makes the save straight away. Sam Best would be a rock in net for the Beacons, especially through the first two periods. Some great saves right there against the Amcats. And then Kristoff in the third period would have this shot opportunity off of the top of the net, and it would stay there. So the Beacons lead is still 2-0. And then Best, like we mentioned before, a rock in net. Another nice save in the splits right here keeps the game at 2-0. Gino Carabelli once again in the 2-on-1. Cannot get that shot by Johnston. And then the big play of this third period would come right here. Carabelli lays this hit on an AMCAT player in open ice. After this, a little bit of a scrum would ensue. Carabelli would get charged with a game misconduct in a 5-minute major for contact to the head. And the Amcats now, with that 5-minute power play, would fully try to utilize it to get back into this game with just over 8 minutes left. Jazz Kristoff, though, tries to give the Beacons a 3-goal lead, unable to do so. And then this is where Anna Maria would finally break through. Derek Raposo with the power play goal, his 4th of the season, on the assist from Cam Toby, cuts the Beacon lead down to 1. And then a short while after that, less than 2 minutes or so, Cam Toby is going to net a power play goal, his 2nd of the season, on the pass from Matthew Byrne to tie the game up at 2-2. And just like that, it's a brand new ball game for these teams who are going back and forth all night. The fans getting into this one. And then we head to overtime, and Sam Best with a nice breakaway save. As you're going to see a turnover deep in the offensive zone for the Beacons, and the Beacon defense rushing to get back, but Sam Best coming up big with the save right here keeps the game tied at 2-2. And then we'd have a shot by Jazz Kristoff here. We're going to kick it over to Chris Del Sordo for the game-winning call for the UMass Boston Beacons.
One more chance. Friedman fakes the shot, dances in. It's blocked in front. It's covered. Kristoff gets it. 5 seconds. 4.
He scored.
Jazz Kristoff walks it in. The biggest goal of his career in his 9th game. The student section loves it. The fans getting waved home. Jazz Kristoff with 4.1 seconds left, and the Beacons do win their 3rd game of the season.
As you hear the voice of Chris Del Sordo and Matt Meisenbacher calling that one, the UMass Boston Beacons snapped their 4-game losing streak, win 3-2 at home, heading into the winter break against Anna Maria College. They will take on Fitchburg State University in the first round of the Codfish Bowl 27 days from now on December 29th. UMass Boston men's ice hockey at home taking on Anna.
What an incredible overtime performance there for men's ice hockey, 3-2 over Anna Maria. It was definitely an exciting hockey rink. Let's get you some halftime stats here. Both teams have slowly been improving their offense. Beacons at 29 on the field goal percentage. They're not shooting as many threes here, but they are at 21.4%. They've been very good on their free throws, 90%. Interesting enough, the rebounds have been even, 22-22. You know, really, we talked in pregame and during the game who was going to win that rebounding battle and what was the margin going to be like if there was going to be a winner. But right now, they're even, and it's the Beacons with the 7-point lead. 10 turnovers, that's another big number that jumps out for the Pilgrims. They have not been able to take care of the ball. And that's just a product of, again, I mentioned the shifting defenses going from zone to man within the quarter. And field goal percentage for the Pilgrims. As mentioned, they've slowly been improving that one. Erica Pratt with 4 points. He was one of the players to watch. But it's been Rodriguez with 8 and Matthias with 8 points. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Beacons, key players with 6 points. As a matter of fact, everyone who's checked into the game for UMass Boston has scored. Dixon, Green, and Farina all have 6. Olivier has 5. Pearson has 3. And Potter and Jensen each with 2. We do have some other action that takes place that we'll get to. Men's basketball took on Eastern Connecticut State just a few days ago. How did the men do? Take a look.
UMass Boston men's basketball at home taking on Eastern Connecticut State University in a Little East Conference matchup, their first of the season. The two teams met in last year's LEC quarterfinals, in which the Beacons fell on the road. Today would be a different story, though, for the Beacons, as Emmanuel Zayas, the high point scorer for the Beacons today, nails a 3 right there, gives the Beacons an early 3-2 lead. And then Zayas with another 3 right here at the game, being tied 5-all, would help spur a 9-0 run for the Beacons, in which they would never look back at this point. Malik Lorquette with a layup after the spin move against Quentin Lott, and then Ika Lua nails this 3 on the pass from Bobby Joy, and then Mariano Olivier Rodriguez closes out the 9-0 run with a free throw to give the Beacons a 14-5 advantage, and they would never trail again, like I mentioned, because they would just be in full control on both ends of the floor. Xavier McKenzie with the nice layup on the left side right there helps give the Beacons a 9-point advantage, and then Malik Lorquette with a big block in the first half right there leads to a transition basket the other way for Xavier McKenzie to help put the Beacons in front at this point, their largest lead of the game, at 12. Their largest lead would be 14 in the first half, as Lorquette with the steal right there gets it to Olivier Rodriguez for the layup. Beacons up 23-9. The Warriors would respond, get it within 8 in the closing minutes of the first half, but then Lorquette would go to work and score 2 straight baskets for the Beacons to head in the locker room up by 12 points, and the offense would continue to roll in the second half as Lorquette lays it up and in to start off the second half. Emmanuel Zayas right back to work, goes with a nice move to the middle, stops, and spins around Max Lee to help make it a 14-point game for the Beacons. Now at this point, an 11-point advantage, and Zayas finds Olivier Rodriguez in the corner for a 3, banks it home, and that's now a 14-point lead for the Beacons at this point. And then Zayas with the game down to 12 points, nails it from the top of the key. It's now a 15-point advantage, and now the Beacons would take their largest lead at 17 points on this Malik Lorquette layup. But the Warriors would respond. They'd get within 7. Dominic Dow would nail a 3 right here to make it just a 7-point game, but Xavier McKenzie would nail 4 of his final 5 free throws to close out a 67-58 victory for the Beacons, who moved to 1-0 in LEC play. Emmanuel Zayas leading the way with 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting on the afternoon, securing 7 rebounds. Xavier McKenzie, for his 5th straight game as a freshman, recording double-digit points, scoring 17 of them on 5 of 18 shooting and going 6 for 7 from the free throw line. And then Malik Lorquette nearly had his 5th consecutive double-double, scoring 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting and grabbing 8 rebounds. The Beacons have now won 4 of their last 6 matchups against Eastern Connecticut after losing 23 in a row to them. They will hit the road for their next LEC matchup against WestCon, slated for Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. UMass Boston.
The men were able to pull out the victory over Eastern Connecticut State, contrary to what the women were able to do. They pull out the victory in the conference opener. Let's take a look at our LEC scoreboard from over the last weekend or so. This was from this past Saturday. We mentioned UMass Boston falling to Eastern Connecticut State. How about Babson and Keene State, 66-59. Meanwhile, Western Connecticut State with a dominating performance over Plymouth State, 66-45. And in a nail-biter, Rhode Island College squeaking out a 1-point victory over Castleton. So that was the opening weekend for conference play. We are still only in the month of December. Tournament starts in mid to late February. There's a long way to go until we get to conference play. So the good news for all these teams is the opening weekend win or loss is not the be-all, end-all to their season. So we are about 3.5 minutes away or so from the start of the second half. Take a short break, and we'll come back with you just a few moments to get the second half underway between UMass Boston and New England College. We'll be right back.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
The University of Massachusetts, Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last-a-lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well, but it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Back from the Clark Athletic Center gym. 30-23, second half about to get underway. We are less than a minute from the start of the second half. The Beacons on top of the Pilgrims here by 7. They had a lead as large as 8 near the final parts of that second quarter. But we mentioned it, both teams have been struggling a little bit. Seems like the offense, at least for the Beacon side of things compared to last Saturday, is flowing a lot more. We mentioned it before, 36 points they scored in the loss. 19% field goal. They allowed 40 points in the paint. They were 1 of 16 from 3. Look at the difference here. They have taken more threes. They are 3 of 14 on the afternoon so far, early evening. And from a field goal percentage, they've shot 29%. But it just does look like the offense is flowing a lot more as compared to last Saturday. It was a lot of just standstill, kind of not really running any set plays or at least getting sidetracked on them. Here we go with the second half. Beacons are going to get it underway here. Again, they're playing with a 7-point lead. They're looking to snap their 2 consecutive losses. This is also the first of a back-to-back. This is their second game in 3 days. See how the energy looks here in the second half. 8 on shot clock. Dixon alone in the corner, knocks it down. Looked like a lot of zone. Looked like a zone there initially that the Pilgrims were playing. There's some good passing there. Looks like the Beacons have switched here in the second half, going man to man. Dixon on the turnover, loose ball is gathered. Here goes Farina the other way. As mentioned, every player that's checked in for the Beacons has scored. Leaders is a 3-way tie with Dixon, Green, and Farina. Now back the other way. And Green just gets it off Dixon. Dixon alone in the corner. Off the mark, though. Dixon now the leading scorer after that three with 9. 9 on 2 of 8 shooting. She was 0 of 5 from 3. Before she snapped that one. Speaking of being hot from 3, just saw Laura Matthias. The travel called on Hernandez. Take a look again at that Dixon 3. Just some really good passing. And you saw that was Matthias. Kind of went back to the top of the key rather than staying with Dixon. Dixon from the quarter with a beautiful stroke. Knocking it down. Speaking of another 3, Farina off the mark, though. Rebound goes to Dennis. That's Tanisha Dennis getting first bits of action. On to Moss. Oh, Farina was right on it. And a jump ball. A little bit of a mishandle there by Amaya Moss. Dribbled it off her shin. Farina pounced on it. Ryan Hunt for spray. Right on top of the ball. Did get the jump ball call, so the Pilgrims will stay with it. 6 on the shot clock. The drive and the layup is off the mark. And it will go the way of the Beacons. That was Hernandez on the drive. One goes out of bounds. Will stay with UMass Boston. Again, this was a Beacons team that was outscored by 22 points in the paint. Oh, nice give and go, and Farina gets the bounce. Saw off of that play, went into Dixon. No one accounted for Farina. Just ran right to the baseline and knocked in the jump. And Matthias, don't know if she called bank on that 3, but it didn't go. And a play by Green, but fouled. Green get in there with the tip. He had the coverage on McLean. Moss take the inbound. Goes into Hernandez. Hernandez will see the open lane, drive, hangs, and draws the foul. We'll get Hernandez back to the line. And we'll go on to Liviere. No one really in a big foul trouble. Potter does have 3 against her. And no one really for the Pilgrims. Foul trouble. Gordon has 2. Dixon grabs the miss. And it's now an 11-point game. 35-24, under 7 minutes in this third quarter. Trying to go over the top for Potter. Beautiful play. Even with the double team coming, Potter was not going to be deterred getting in that bucket. Now give and go. Moss for 3. Off the mark. Matthias grabs the miss and will back it out. Now trying to go over the top. Good play there by Green. Was looking for McLean. And similar to what just happened on the other end, tried to go over the top. A little too high, though. Another turnover forced. And, oh, what a play there coming in on the steal. And the layup is good for Micaiah Scott. The freshman guard from D.C., Washington, D.C., with a heads-up play. And now tipped pass. Go out of bounds as the Pilgrims bring it in the press. That was Alyssa Corona on that deflection. Got to get it over, and was tipped out again. Which play is that going? And it's going to be Pilgrim's possession. So the referee talked to head coach Erica Leedy. Very enthusiastic about Pilgrims getting the possession. I was going to say, there was only one left on the shot clock to get it over half court. That was a really risky play there. Have Farina streak on in. And, oh, what a beautiful shot there by Corona. Getting through the defense. Passing, though, for the Beacons. Got it over half court. Now to Dixon. Dixon, baseline drive. What a reverse. A wide open lane. Able to break that full court press. Dixon looked like he was just driving in to get slow. And she saw the basket open. Corona, Jones, down low, turns. Oh, what a block from Potter. Tried the turn and the hook. Rejected. So that loose ball foul was called on Pratt. Inbounded to Green. Oh, and a loose ball. Taken away once again. That's Corona. Corona has had, I think, maybe 2 or 3 steals in the past 2 minutes. As I believe that's Green who got called on the reach-in. And a timeout has been taken. Beacon stretching out their lead, but the Pilgrims continue to hang around. It is an 11-point game. 39-28.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
(39-28), Beacons on top. Pilgrims did change it up a little bit. On the defense, they've added a full court press, and so far it's caused a couple of turnovers and an and one for Erica Pratt. And she's got this thing back to single digits. We'll try and make it now an 8-point game on the free throw. Off the inbounds, played a little give and go there with Corona. Was able to just muscle her way in, grab the and one. Pratt now with 7 points on the night. 39-31. That pass is tipped. Grabbed, though, by Jakimi Pearson. And a reach-in foul. And it looked like they were going to cause another. Backcourt violation on the 10 seconds. Let's take a look again before we went to break on that Dixon layup. See some good ball movement here. Cross court to Dixon. Potter with a good seal off on the baseline. Then a nice reverse play. Reverse layup, I should say. get it in. And Beacons do get it over half. They'll back it out. Down low for Potter. And she gets it to go. Again, muscled her way there. Looked like kind of a... Rodriguez fell down there a little bit. Thought she was maybe trying to sell the call, possibly. Here come the Beacons back into a zone defense. We saw this. Another block from Potter. Saw it mid-change in the first and in the second quarter. And a travel called on Dixon. The strategy, I think, for Heather Jacobs here in her second season, thinking one half of the quarter, go to man. Second half of the quarter, you go to a zone. We're in that second half. Into a 2-3 once again. Moss on the three. Nothing but the net there for Amaya Moss. This is a very young Pilgrims team as well. Dixon alone, pass to Potter, and Potter scores it. Potter's starting to heat up here. Beacons were able to break the full court. Left the 2-on-1 there. Dixon with a nice find. And tough shot there by Rodriguez. Almost did fall, though. Still a single-digit game, though. 9 points. Down low again to Potter. Turns. Kind of a wild shot there. Looks like she switched to the offhand right at the last minute. Jones to Pratt. Pratt will shoot the long ball. There's Potter on the rebound. Foul will go again. Corona. And Potter was a little bit shaken up on that one. He is up and okay. Watch again that block from Potter's. Good help defense there on the baseline. And then right back the other way. Breaking that full court press. Dixon, Potter. Potter is rolling. 7 points in the quarter. Got her at 9. Olivier checked back in. She's out there with Potter, Dixon, Farina, and Jensen. Down low again, Potter, turn, hook shot is good. Don't stop the train when it's on the tracks. Potter with 9 points here in the quarter. But again, still only an 11-point lead. No separation just yet for the Beacon. To the corner. Off the mark there for Matthias, and a travel gets called. Another turnover forced. Goes into Farina. On the drive, Olivier, and a foul gets called. This one's going to go on Pratt, and we have a player injured at Potter. So take care of her. We'll step aside for a few moments. 2:08 to go. 45-34. Beacons on top.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris. The subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Back here, let's take a look at that previous play. Like Potter, injured player, got caught up with Denisha Dennis. Just a hyperextension of that left knee. Nothing too serious, though, but it's tough there for Potter as she was rolling in that quarter. Had 9 points. Looked like it's going to be that catalyst for a big run here in the second half. See what happens here. Again, this is a tight schedule that the Beacons are playing. Second game in 3 days. They'll have their third in 4 days. Fifth team foul here, so Beacons are in the bonus here to try and extend that lead. It's the third personal go against Micaiah Scott. Off the mark. Just looking behind the Beacons bench right now. The trainer looked like they were working on her right knee. Her right. Alexa Potter. Again, we're not going to try and speculate here. I will go on Farina. So now Beacons are in the bonus as well, so it's going to be free throws the rest of the way for the final minute 37. One is good. So far, the Beacons are shooting 38% from the field, 16 of 42. 4 of 18 from 3. Lead back to 9, coming up on the final 90 seconds of the third. Here's Dixon. Jensen is right there. Couldn't put in the layup, though. And a loose ball. And it's gathered by Farina. Big offensive rebound there, 7th of the night. Mentioned the rebounding battle. Right now it's -1 on the Beacon side of things. Jensen gets it into Farina off the mark. Now Asia Jones is coming back the other way. Back to the zone. Rodriguez turns off the mark. Dixon going to push the pace. All alone is Jensen, and she lays it in. It's a way to turn defense into offense very quickly there. Dixon saw nothing but the court. Saw her teammate Jensen streaking up the floor. Kick back out to Gordon, top of the key, and she got fouled. Gordon will have 3 free throws. Difficult foul there on Jensen. And Gordon, who's shot the ball extremely well in the first. Free throws. She goes 2 for 2. To try and go 3 for 3. Get this to an 8-point game. And she goes 2 of 3. But another extra possession. So instead of 3, it could be 4 or even 5. Which it is. Macy Gordon with 5 points in about 10 seconds of game action. 5 seconds to go. They got to get it over half court, which they do. Dixon for 3. Off the mark at the buzzer. And that will do it. But a quick burst here from the Pilgrims has gotten this thing down to a 6-point game. He's still got 10 more minutes of action here. Will the Pilgrims come back? We'll find out after these moments.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul. The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul. The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research.
Fourth quarter about to get underway here from the Clark Athletic Center Gymnasium. Right near the end of the third quarter, the Pilgrims with an incredible run. First off, Macy Gordon gets fouled, gets 3 free throws. She makes 2 of them. And then an offensive rebound. Look at the defense of the Beacons, leaving Gordon all alone in the corner. And you saw the bench all fired up about that one. Just like that. A lead that was at 11 is now down to 6. There's still lots of game action here in the fourth quarter. Farina all alone on that right side for a cutter. Now goes to Green. Green left alone will shoot, and she'll knock down the three-pointer. Green getting a lot of minutes here. Going to knock down that three-pointer. Lead back to 9. Jones. A little bit stuck there. Able to get it off to Hernandez. Now to Gordon. And a loose ball foul. Offensive foul going against Pratt. That'll be the 4th to go against Erica Pratt. Remember, Pratt was the player to watch pregame we talked about. And she makes it up, getting a steal. And delay of game warning, it looks like. Official saying delay a game. It looked like Pratt, after the steal and the layup, kind of knocked the ball out of bounds. But Pratt, you got to remember, she plays with a lot of emotion out there. But she's got 4 personal fouls now. 9 points on the game. Green gets it off to Farina. Pratt, she had a great game against Mount Holyoke. Last time they played, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 steals. And a blocking foul. It's called against Hernandez. Good drive there by Sunny Green. Gets herself to the line. On the year. Can't get the first one to go. This is Green's first. And she goes 0 for 2, so an empty trip to the free throw line. Green, by the way, coming into today, 9 of 14 from the line, 64%. Gordon with a deep three-pointer. And I mean deep on that one. It's now a 4-point game. Green trying to come back. Goes into Farina. for options. Gets it back out to Dixon. 10 on the shot clock. Cross court, Jensen. Dixon left alone, fakes it. Now to Green from the corner. Knocks it down. Building that lead back up to 7. Some good ball movement and a good job to be patient there for the Beacons. Had about 2 or 3 good shot opportunities. Speaking of good shot opportunities, Kathleen Rodriguez left all alone. She gets it to go down. Beacon's going to back it out here. Well, it could have been a 2-on-1 right there, but Olivier decided to back out. Jensen to the top. Out of Farina. Green fakes it. Goes to Dixon. Dixon knocks it in. Back-to-back threes for the Beacons. That lead back up to 8. Again, good ball movement on the perimeter. And the Beacons have built that lead back up. It got as low as 4, but it's to 8. Take a short break. We'll be back in just a few moments as the Beacons are rolling here in the 4th. Again, it looked like the Pilgrims had the momentum, but the Beacons coming out with a burst of energy. 3 after 3 after 3. I mean, it really looked like on that deep 3 from Gordon, it really looked like the Pilgrims were going to be able to come back into this one. Then the Beacons quiet that one. Sunny Green gets one. And Dixon gets one. Take a look here. Green with the handoff again. Space and takes it. Like a miscommunication there on D. And then watch Dixon. Extra pass. Green. Nothing but the nylon there. And again, good ball movement. Dixon on the right corner. Knocks it down. Remember, this was a team in UMass Boston that went 1 for 16 last Saturday from 3 in a 54-36 loss to Western Connecticut State. At halftime, the team was 3 of 11. Here's Jones driving and a reach-in foul. .13 to go. Still an 8-point game. Still plenty of time. Now down low, and Gordon, another reach-in foul there. Another inbounds play here. Third one on Jensen. And that looked like the exact same play, but it was Pratt who was the recipient. Loose ball tip, and it's gathered. They'll stay with it, though. Jakimi Pearson came back in. Goes to Green. Green on the up fake. For options, now goes to Farina. Jamie Pearson. And a travel. Like, she hesitated just a little bit. Saw McDonald. He did go down, try to take the charge, and I think that kind of threw off her timing a little bit. Pilgrims get it back. Still within striking distance. Gordon takes the handoff. Bad pass for Pratt. And a jump ball. Like the Pilgrims are going to stay with it, though. Pratt will make the inbound into Jones. Trying a little give and go. Pratt versus no good. Comes Dixon. Again, Pratt playing with 4 personal fouls. Back in the man-to-man defense. Green. Dixon. Dixon's in the post. Burns. Shoots and scores right over Pratt. By the way, you saw in the third quarter Alexa Potter walk off, favoring her leg. And now stolen here by Pearson. Potter is sitting on the bench. Dixon on the fake, the reverse, no. Loose ball, going the way of New England College. Ten-point game, coming up on the halfway mark. Owns the ball handler to Pratt. Out to McDonald, she's gonna shoot it, and she knocks it down. 3-pointers keeping the Pilgrims alive here. They get it down to 7. And that one a little too far for Farina. Back to New England College it goes. And the Beacons are going to take a timeout here. So again, just like we saw in the first half, the Beacons trying to get that separation, and they're unable to do it with plays just like this. Watch Pratt here again, kind of just the defense gave her the space, and Mackenzie McDonald right between the eyes, knocking it down, and it's still a 7-point game. This game isn't going to be won until you get to like the final minute 30 here, the way these two teams are going back and forth. A lot of spread out scoring here for New England College. Pratt with 11, Rodriguez with 10, Pius 9, Gordon 8. The Pilgrims, by the way, 7 of 19 from the field. Two teams have basically been even. Each have made 7 3-pointers as a team. Both have been to the free throws. It's a +1 advantage, though, for Pilgrims. They've taken 15. Deacons have taken 14. The rebounding margin, we talked about it pregame, how important that might be. Right now, it is +2 for New England College. Again, the Beacons had a lead as large as 13. Now it is down to 7. McDonald out to the top of the key for Hernandez. Trying to flash it in to Moody. Got with the jumper off the mark. Offensive rebound, another second chance point there for Juliana Hernandez. Again, the press with some heavy pressure and a jump between Scott and Jensen. Possession arrow does go the way of UMass Boston. And Beacon's got to find a way to break that full court press. We've seen him break it earlier in this half with just some quick passes. You hold that thing for more than about 2 seconds. Olivier looking for options to Farina. And that's a 10-second violation. We'll go back the way of the Pilgrims. So again, you're starting to see some life here from New England College. Down as much as 13, they've got it within 5. Jones will take this one. Beacons are sticking with the man-to-man. They haven't made the switch to the zone we've seen in the game. Oh, what a move by Pratt, and a foul gets called. Had the crossover, got into the lane, but got tripped up. And that'll be the 4th to go on Sonny Green. So you've got both players who wear 21 for their respective squads with 4 personal fouls here. You could say both very important pieces. Pratt, little jab step, baseline drive, lost the handle, and Green takes it away. Now Farina, gonna try and push it here. He will reset though, give it to Dixon. Backs out, oh, what a cut by Olivier. Olivier flashed into the paint. Dixon had the double team. Really, she had two. I think it was Jensen who was hanging around too. Hernandez down low, and Jensen swiped in there, called for the reach. See Dixon getting in the huddle saying, hey, slow it down, don't need to reach for it every time. That's now the 2nd Beacons player, 4 personal fouls. As Sabela Jensen facing 4, Sonny Green facing 4. The Beacons are 1 foul away from putting the Pilgrims in the penalty. Farina. Farina goes into Green. And is this going to go on Pratt? If it is, it's 5. And it is. It's on Erica Pratt. She is fouled out. That is huge. That's the Pilgrims' leading scorer. Now you got to find another outlet for offense. But we've seen in this game plenty of offensive weapons. And look at Dixon off the inbounds play. Came right around and put in the layup. Timeout call by the Beacons. And again, they've had the lead. They've got it at 9, but it's still not a comfortable lead for UMass Boston. Take a quick break. 3:13 to go. Beacons trying to survive.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Something I discovered.
3:13 to go. 62-53. Beacons on top, trying to hang on. And they were able to get it to 9 off of a beautiful play by Dixon. We'll show you in just a little bit. Right now with 3 minutes to go. As I mentioned, Beacons trying to survive. There's Asia Jones off on the layup. Put back, no. 3rd time the charm, yes, and a foul for Kathleen Rodriguez. Try to shorten this thing down. Let's show you that Dixon play on how she got so free. Just literally, no one else moved except her. Went from the end of the line in that stack. Streaked in. Little catch, little layup. And it was a 9-point lead. Now it is 7, as the 3-point play could not be converted. Farina, the Green with a step back. That's a 2, and it's good. I was literally looking right between the eyes. Just shot it right over the top. Lead back to 9. There is Scott trying to drive in. No shot, though, on the foul. No foul, I should say. It's a traveling violation. Make it another turnover. turnover number 20 on the night. So good job by this Beacons defense. And it looks like Beacon's going to try and milk out the clock here as we're approaching 2 minutes. And oh, another good play by Micaiah Scott. And she drew the foul. And is that going to be? Yes, Jensen is done. That's 5 team fouls. But now bonus. Trying to figure out the confusion here. I think they're just getting subs worked in. So Sabela Jensen, freshman guard from Portland, Oregon. Done. Got one player on each side is fouled out. And now Micaiah Scott from Virginia Beach. Missing the first one. Pilgrims need all the buckets in hand. Get this thing down to 8. And it hits off the front rim. Dixon on the miss. Now 2 minutes to go here. Up top to Dixon. Now for the cutter. Layup off the mark, though, for Jaquini Pearson. Scott looking for options, trying to drive. Kicks it out. This is Sierra Gamble with the turnaround. It's good. Difficult shot there. In the paint, turnaround with the left. And now Green has some open court. He's going to back it out, though. Again, Beacon's playing with the clock. Green will shoot off the mark. Not sure if that was the smartest shot there. A lot of time on the shot clock, still only clinging to a 7-point lead. McDonald gonna drive. Off the mark, gets her own miss though. That one a little too strong. And there's a foul off of another offensive rebound. Rodriguez will get herself to the line. Be the third on Pearson. The highest comeback in. And the first one is good. That's huge right there. All the points you can get here. It's exactly a minute to go. The lead now at 6. Could be 5. Rebounding is very crucial here. And that's 2 for 2. 5-point game. And now here comes the full court press. Green gets it to Farina. And Farina gets it over half court. After the Beacons, you want to get this thing down. Want to at least attempt a shot with about 5 to go on the shot clock. Green working on the isolation. Goes to Dixon. 5 to shoot. Dixon drives. Draws it. Oh, almost got the and one. Just fell out. And Dixon will try and get some insurance points at the free throw line. Will be on Rodriguez. Dixon shoots 81.5% from the free throw line on the season. This player, he can see the line as she makes the first. And still a 2-possession game now. The lead at 6. Love to maybe get that to 7 or 8. Get it to 7 with this one. And she got it. Now quickly up the floor. Comes New England. Oh, Matthias was left open. McDonald does not hesitate with a hand in her face. Knocks it down from the corner. Now Olivier gets it off. Looking for options. Loose ball. And a foul gets called. It's like trying to go for Dixon on that one. Dixon back at the line. He is now 4. You have to think for the Beacons, it's going to be a game of free throws. The ball's got to be in number 1's hand. Beacons are playing back. Not worried about make or miss. And she misses the first one off the front rim. And 0 for 2. The lead is still at 4. Shot clock turned off. The give to McDonald. McDonald will shoot. And she'll hit it. It's a 1-point game. Timeout Beacons. I should say Pilgrims. Unbelievable. Pilgrims were down as much as 13, and they've got it to a 1-point game with 5 seconds to go. And the way that full court press has been playing for New England College, I would not be surprised for getting a steal. Watch this play again. Quickly up the floor off the 2 missed free throws. McDonald does not hesitate. Sidestep. The hand was in her face. Big time shot there. So if you're the Beacon, you're up 1, you get the ball and get fouled, you got to make it. And another timeout's going to get called. Looks like they're going to get the timeout to advance it. So the inbound, you have to believe, is going to Dixon. Yeah, take a look at the shot again. This is unbelievable. With a highly contested, saw quickly up the floor. McDonald was, she was thinking 3 the whole time, was not worried about any kind of defense, any hand in her face. Huge shot for the freshman from Boscawen, New Hampshire. I think these last couple of minutes, you got to go back to the rebounds. Rebounding has been so crucial. And it's a couple of second and third chance buckets that's gotten the Pilgrims back into it. Ball goes into Dixon. There's the foul. 4.2 on the clock. Like, Coach Letty trying to figure out the substitution. Dixon is back at the line. Trying to see if there are any timeouts remaining for New England College, or if they're going to have to push it up the floor with 4.2. And the first one is good for Dixon. Big breathing room. Dixon can put the second one in. And she got it. They do have a timeout, so Pilgrims take it. What a big time play. Now 3-point lead for the Beacon, 68-65, 4.2 remaining on the clock. What does head coach Erica Letty have up her sleeve on this play? Remember, Beacons up by as much as 13 here in the second half. Big time shot. Specifically from McDonald. Kenzie McDonald, the freshman, with no fear on that shot. Showed it on the replay. She had full intent to shoot. Matthias, Gordon, McDonald, Jones, and Corona. Dixon, Olivier, Green, Farina, and Pearson. Gordon on the inbound, goes to Jones. Jones with the handoff. McDonald, 1 second, gotta shoot it. And it is short. The game is over. And with a strong defensive effort on that last position, the Beacons squeak away with a win. Probably should have been a lot more comfortable. But they come out with the victory, 68-65. As it was a good-looking shot, hard contested. I really couldn't ask for a better shot like that. As now 68-65 is your final. We'll take a short break and we'll give you our final stats in just a few moments. UMass Boston squeaking away with the victory.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he should have had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town, UMass Boston, Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters. I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, or it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
People at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact, not just on research, but on people.
Well, it was an unexpected nail-biter here at UMass Boston. 68-65 is your final score. Let's give you our final stats and final team leaders. Whew! The Pilgrims with a strong offensive showing in the last couple of minutes. They get their field goal percentage up to 44. They shot 41% from three. A couple of late gamers. They had a +8 rebounding margin, but some way, somehow, the Beacons find a way to come out with the victory. 20 turnovers. They forced 18 assists on the afternoon. A very impressive performance, especially in those clutch moments when they needed a stop. Your final team leaders on each side. Meg Dixon leading the way for the Beacons with 22 points, including a couple of clutch free throws. She also led with 9 rebounds to a near double-double on that one. She goes 22, 9, and 6 on the day. Meanwhile, on the other side, Rodriguez had a strong couple of baskets in that final second, got her up to 14 points. Gordon, by the way, had 11 as well. Rodriguez finishes with 14 and 13, a strong double-double on her end. Upcoming schedule here for women's basketball. As I mentioned, this was the second game in 3 days. They've got Western Connecticut tomorrow. That'll be at 5. Then they'll be at WPI. Next home game won't be until the 17th. That'll be versus Rhode Island College for a 1 p.m. start. Then they've got Eastern Nazarene at 11 on New Year's Eve. And then the first game of 2023 will be at Castleton at 5 p.m. So we'll wrap it up here from the Clark Athletic Center Gymnasium. Great job, as always, to our production team, producer Mike Besky, director Allie Crawford, Tina Albano, Josh Eastman, Mike Gorham on the cameras, our graphics team, Sam Landry and Marcus, and our replays,